ni chairperson wa UDA party. Na kama kuna mtu amepigwa juu ya kusupport serikali ni mimi Karinda. Divetwa ngabira lakini tendira ngaia ikuo. Lakini nimeanza kuona kuna watu wameanza kunipangia njama na ni watu wako kwa serikali ile mimi napigania kila siku. Those officers from Nairobi who are coming to able to hold night meetings to fight elected leaders na wana heshima na wanajifanya wanaelewa siasa ya hebu kutuliko sisi. When we are working round the clock to fight for this government, tunaambia wakome. Wanajijua those officers. Na wakiendelea I will mention them. Na niwaambie hivi, mimi ni wa before. Nimekuwa katika siasa miaka mingi. Msiniletee, otherwise I will talk.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is the UDA chairperson speaking, Cecily Mbarire, speaking from Embu. Now, from that speech, there are so many things that I was able to see from there. And that is going to form the basis of this analysis here today. But before I take you through, kindly if this is the first time you're watching my videos at Mokwa Times, take a second or two to subscribe, like and comment, because that is the best support you can always give this channel. Ladies and gentlemen, my number is always here. You can share with me so that I can be able to learn more about doing political analysis. Apart from that, you can also support my channel. That's the M-Pesa number. Let me dive into the topic today. Cecily Mbarire speaking with such a kind of anger in a public holiday to none other than the leadership of President William Ruto in UDA, then there are so many things that you can be able to borrow from there. And number one in my list is this: the falling of the UDA party. There is a clear indication that President William Ruto is likely to use a different outfit in 2027. And he is no longer interested on what is happening at the grassroots about UDA. Not even branding of the officers, not even branding of the party, no. And there is a likelihood that Kithure Kindiki is not aware of this plan. That there is a plan for William Ruto to run under a different ticket. We have seen the Kenyan politics ever since, where we are having leaders taking different outfits every year. Kibaki got into power through the NARC coalition, and then after getting the power in 2007, he got with PNU, and now Uhuru Kenyatta came in with TNA and URP. In 2017, it was Jubilee. Now, Raila Amolo Odinga as well, when he was starting in 2013, he was with CORD, he came with NASA, now it was Azimio. That is a clear indication that, ladies and gentlemen, that there is no outfit that goes for the second time in the Kenyan politics. So William Ruto is on his way crafting a new team that will have Raila Amolo Odinga on board, and it will eventually result to changes in the party that's going to run with. Now, having the broad-based government, a name will come, a name will emerge from the same broad-based government that will propel William Ruto to 2027 and probably in the elections. So therefore, when you see problems occurring within the UDA, more especially involving the chairperson of the party within the MT.KENYA region, who is also a governor, and to make matters more interesting, this is a lady whom they have said they will be empowering, then there is a clear indication that the UDA party, it is falling. And William Ruto doesn't care so far about UDA because they are planning to brand themselves differently. That is number one. Also, it's a clear indication that there are going to be more parties in central Kenya, parties belonging to William Ruto. What do I mean by this? UDA is not going to be the main party in the country as we speak in 2027, probably maybe in some parts. But the fact remains that in regions like Mount Kenya, William Ruto is going to front many parties, and all these parties are going to fall under the umbrella of the broad-based and eventually take the votes there or even members of parliament. They might even campaign against President William Ruto within the mountain region. But the fact is these parties are going to be under William Ruto. So when they're creating this mood where UDA is being weakened from within, then it's a platform they're creating for an entrance of new parties that are going to fall under the UDA party. Now, another thing that I was able to observe from the pain and anger of the chairperson of the UDA party, it is that Kindiki's way of operation, it's not good.
I met with my sister Cess, the governor of Embu, who is also my sister and somebody I love and somebody we've walked a long journey together, politically. Kamwambia sasa, wacha nikuongeleshe my sister, not as the deputy president of Kenya. Wacha nikuongelesha kama ndugu yako and your age mate, and you will do nothing about what I'm going to tell you. Amuliza governor, how is it possible? You're the national chairman of UDA. You are a UDA governor and the national chairman of the ruling party. Your party leader, the president, comes to your hometown and is heckled. What reason do we have to have you on board?
Now, first of all, Kindiki gave a warning to Cecil Mbarire. Now, if you can listen to the warning carefully, you can tell that Kindiki, there's a way he's also ruthless, and there's a way he's also a dictator. Now, a dictator in the sense that he wants the governor to do anything possible to change the ground, and if the governor doesn't change anything, the governor suffers, even if it is impossible to change. Now, if you see a scenario where they're sidelining someone like Cecil Mbarire, someone who has actually faced a lot of criticism. Remember when William Ruto went to Embu after actually, even during the first time they dissolved the government, even when we had the protests occurring in the country, William Ruto went first to Embu, and there is why he faced the wrath of the people of Embu, why he was literally heckled. That was a clear indication that Embu, the ground was not good. Imagine the governor was present, but the governor could do nothing because that was the mood of the people. Now, at that time, we had so many things that resulted to William Ruto being booed. SHA that was failing, the education that was failing, then generally the healthcare was not good. So people were angered, but still the blame, it's like it was shifted to Cecil Mbarire. Probably she was expected to pay everyone who was in that show so that they could be able to celebrate and cheer William Ruto as he speaks. Unfortunately, the ground refused. So this kind of a reaction from Cecil Mbarire, it's showing that Kithure Kindiki is ruthlessly undermining her and probably thinking that she's weak enough to resign from the party, and probably not able at any cost to help President William Ruto, or even help him, because he also has interest as far as the mountain politics are concerned. Because Kithure Kindiki being the deputy president, his eyes are probably on going for the presidency, ladies and gentlemen. So he's also trying to get a team that's going to come up within the mountain region. And that takes me to the next second point. Kithure Kindiki is interested on having a different team from the one that was there before. Why? The other team was revolving around Rigathi Gachagua. And Rigathi Gachagua is the one generally who empowered them. So she's probably thinking of having her own team that is well crafted around him. So, I used her, it is him. Kithure Kindiki is probably planning to have his own team that is going to be crafted around him, so that by the time he's going for 2027, everyone is talking about Kithure Kindiki's name within the mountain region. So that when he goes to government, he has the sure loyalists. Right now, he's probably doubting most of the governors, most of the leaders across Mount Kenya, because when they were campaigning in the name of Rigathi Gachagua. Second, they were also working under Rigathi Gachagua. So that means very well, Rigathi Gachagua empowered them, and it is clear that now Kithure Kindiki is not comfortable because these people, he did not make them. I doubt whether he's going to manage that, but I feel this is seriously undermining the leaders of the Mount Kenya region, more especially those who did not campaign around him during the campaigns of 2022. Now, other thing I'm able to see here, Cecil Mbarire was simply showing that there are many problems within the UDA party. Now, problems in the sense that many other leaders are having issues. Remember, the Secretary General was removed before. We've had Mohamed Ali quitting. Even complaining loudly. We had it on social media, it was all over. And now it is the chairperson, meaning there's a problem in UDA operations that is making most of the leaders very, very much uncomfortable. And that reaction from Cecil Mbarire, it's showing that it is going to fall completely so that they can craft a new team. And maybe we are expecting more other leaders to come on board and speak on the issues to do with the UDA mismanagement. Also, I cannot overrule it here that it can also not be Gashagua's effect. It is also Gashagua's effect that we are seeing all these attacks right, left, and center. Sometimes, if things like booing and heckling of the president occurs in Embu and then someone might think this governor is probably working with Rigathi Gachagua. It's possible, yes. But the fact is, as we speak, Rigathi Gachagua's effect, it's not only through the governor, it can go through to the ground. So, Gachagwa's effect, it is right now felt in the mountain, and it can even make every leader like Kithure Kindiki feel suspicious about any leader, be paranoid, in that he can see that if this leader talks about this way, corrects me, or maybe even does this, if there's heckling, this person is likely to be working with Rigathi Gachagua. So eventually, they are going to dump this person in the name of that is working with Rigathi Gachagua. However, the intelligence can also show one or two things, but the fact is, such kind of doubts can also lead to this kind of reactions from the chairperson of UDA. Lastly, I have to say it fresh here, categorically, that the UDA party, it is not accepted in the mountain. So the entire team of government must work in a way to find a new name or a new party or a new way to be able to brand themselves and get a few votes from the Mount Kenya region. I don't know what's your take as far as Cecil Mbarire's reaction is concerned, but please on the comment section, share with me on what you think. See you next time for more videos.